All right, let's see if we're up and running. Still need to open up the Twitch dashboard. Not logged in there. I think I'm using Firefox. I have my second computer set up, so I need to figure out what browser I'm using there. All right, let's do a quick sound check, see how this is sounding. That's sounding pretty good. Steady internet, that's good. Let's pop out this chat. Okay, so got a chat, I've got dark mode, got my computer here. It's time to continue learning Rust. Oh, you know what I did forget to do? Update the title. So this is not coding game. This is the Rust book. The Rust book, chapter 8 challenges. I got going back to the Rust book. This will be creative, wrestling, programming. Yep, all that is good. Update the information. I think that updates in the directory right away, right? Okay, let's take a look at my mobile dashboard here. Perfect. Okay. Everything looks like it's loading up just fine. So let's go figure out where we were last time. I think yesterday morning we sort of looked. We're at that directory, like the company directory challenge. So let's open up terminal. Documents. What do I have here? This is also rebuilt since I think the last time I did stuff. So my projects. Okay, so I have the learning Rust. I have let's make sure we give a get. Let's do get fetch. Branch and origin master has diverged. Oh no, and have 1 and 3 different commits each, respectively. Use get pull. Okay. Pull. Oh, nano. Interesting. I was not expecting to be brought into nano. Okay, so now if I take a look at get status, push. Oh, right, I haven't set up anything for this one. Give me a second to look this up. I need to create my SSH keys on this computer. Invalid. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, I'll just deal with this after the stream. And I'll push up the new ones. Either that or have to like figure out like what's going on. Maybe what I could do is remove, yeah, temporarily remove that capture card. Lets me open up stuff here, get my password, and actually paste it in. Interesting. Still getting invalid username and password, which means I did something terrible to my GitHub account, or for some reason it's not recognizing that. Well, I'll set up an SSH hopefully shortly. And then I'll push that up. Probably I'll have to do it today if I'm not able to use HTTPS anymore. Unless what is get remote. Yeah, this is using HTTPS. So, all right, let me turn this back on before I forget. So I'm not going to worry too much about that right now, but we'll deal with that. I'll probably deal with that later today. Okay, so we're in here. We're going to go into chapter 8. Go into the department lookup. Let's open up code here. So this is where we're going to be creating this entire department lookup thing. I don't think we've actually, oh, we have done some stuff. So that was the big difference, was when we looked online, apparently I haven't pushed that up. So definitely a to-do stuff here. So using a hash map and vectors, create a text interface to allow a user to add employee names to a department in a company. For example, add Sally to engineering or add Amir to sales. Then let the user retrieve a list of all people in a department or all people in the company by department, sorted alphabetically. Okay, so that's what we're sort of like creating a hash map that looks like this. And then these are our commands that we're able to do. Looks like we have an enum here, which is our command, and it has the ability to do get, or get by department. Add is an enum that then takes in a struct, it looks like. So an enum struct, or no, this is an anonymous struct that takes in name and department, which are both strings, of course. Then we also have get by department, which just takes in a string, or rather it is a string. So then we have our main. We ask the user for input, print line, enter in your new command. We create a raw input. We also read line, hand it the raw input. This question mark here allows us to say, hey, if there's a problem, go ahead and just crash. And if I remember correctly, we used to not be able to do this in main, but that changed in not the most recent, because Rust just updated, but in the most recent major release. Okay, so get the user command, let the command parts equals, we're creating a vector where we take this raw input, we trim and then split it based upon the spaces and collect the collect everything into a vector. Then we create a command variable, which is variable command is assigned to but never used. Okay, so we're running into the part where we haven't continued on. Match our command parts, so we have add command equals command add. So now we're basically using our enum, and we're saying, okay, we're adding, and then we're also creating, like, setting up the anonymous structure here. Then we have get, which is nothing here yet. Can be two things. And then we have to figure out everything else, which is this get by department. So if we have the string, so if we have get, print nothing here yet. Yeah, I think that's fine. I also think okay, we have this underscore, which should really handle everything, even if we don't have get yet. Okay, so then we print line our command parts. We should also be able to print line. Yeah, we have a drive debug on here, so we should be able to print line our command as well. So we have print line command parts and print line. This is just command. Save that. Why are you upset? Use of possibly uninitialized variable command. Right, because it's possible that it wasn't used in here. Okay, got that. Let's kind of want to say, like, hey, if you happen here, I probably would just want to panic. I don't need a semicolon in the match. I need it outside the match. Use of possibly uninitialized variable command. I think that's because it might not be set up here. So the first thing that I want to probably do is just say, okay, command is going to equal command get. And I'm not going to worry too much about the get by department yet. I think that'll be like, I'll add some code blocks in here the next time. I just want to be able to see this command when I'm running this. So let's go and actually run this. So cargo run. Text is looking a little bit small to me on my second monitor, so I'm going to do that. Let's try this again. Okay, so enter in your command. We're going to say add Sally to engineering. So command is add, and then we have the add enum, which is name, Sally, department, engineering. Perfect. We can also say cargo run, enter your command, get, and that's obviously get. All right, so we're kind of moving places here. Now in get, we want to see if we have a department. So get employees from department. I think what that really would be if we have more than 2 words. Then yeah, so if we have more than 2 words, we clearly, the last one is going to be our department. So in here, get command was this. I'm going to create this into a blog. Oh, hey, why did you? Okay. So we have get, we have command equals get, which is true, sort of, maybe. We probably really want to do you want to do another match? we really just need to check to see if we have a department here, which means breaking up. Well, we have this. This entire command is broken up, isn't it? Our command parts. And our last command part is right here. So I kind of want to pull this out. So which would be last command part. And we're going to put department command parts. We're going to pull this entire thing out, including the toString. Put it right here. Put it right here. Then what we can do is in here, we'll do last command part. Do I need to? Nope, I don't need to give it a reference to it or anything. I mean, because like we didn't need to before, so we're just storing this into like toString. So like we are pulling this out, creating a copy of it, put it onto the heap. But what that means now is here in command get, we can now test in this get is we want to immediately essentially not necessarily match again. Well, okay. So let me think about this. If the command part, if the last command part is get or employees, then we're just doing a get employees. Or rather, we could just say like, hey, if the last part is employees, we're getting employees. But if we're getting from a department, it won't be employees because we're not going to allow there to be a department named employees. How about that? So we can match this again. So match last command part. And so we're going to have a employees. And if we do, okay, so if we do have an employees, we're just doing a get, which means command is going to be equal to command get. I think that's it. Oh, comma. Now, if it's anything else, then we want to take this and put it expected struct standard string found reference. Oh, I need to make this a string, don't I? Okay. Can I, instead of making this a string, can I just get this as a reference to it? Trying to build it and see. No, it needs this to be a full string to match. So this one needs to be a toString. Which is a little bit sad because that's a little bit of extra work. Oh, it won't let me do that. That's specifically here. Oh, that's interesting. Now, when I did command part 0, that gave me this add. I wonder if I can not put the toString here. Then I don't need it here. And if I really need it in this area, I can do a .toString here. Yeah, okay, so I just need to put it in a different area, different section. Okay, so we have that, we have our get. So anything else, so if it's not employees, it must be a department. That's kind of what we're hoping for here. So anything else, we want to say command equals command get by department, and this is a string. I think we can hand it the string, right? This function takes one parameter, but okay, yes, give me some time. And then the string is going to be the underscore, if I remember. Expected expression found reserved. Oh wait, how do I Okay, let's go take a look at that really quickly. I need to remember. I need to remember how to set up and get my like the value from a match in. So Rust match catch all underscore value cat all cathal catch all. I vaguely remember that there was something I can do. Okay, mass message, we don't have that. Oh, is it that I could just have parentheses that takes it in? Can I do that? Where I just say in here, parenthesis, and this is going to be the department, and in here, department. Apparently not. Can I do that? No, definitely not. Parentheses. It's gonna say like this is undefined, right? Okay, so I need to go find how to do the catch-all for this. Because these are just matching what we have there. So the entire section on patterns. Let's take a look at that. Multiple patterns. We still have our catch-all, but we won't do that. Destructuring. That's not us here. Matching with that. Ignoring bindings. Okay, so we're still. Of course, mix and match. Not seeing those, so there's a Rust by example, I think, that somebody created, which is really awesome. And I want matches. Okay, hello world comments, formatted print, primitives, custom types. variable bindings, types, version expressions, flow control. Here we go, match. Matches all those things. Okay. I don't think we can destructure here. Because we're not getting anything in. What I really want to do, and so maybe the what I really want to do. Oh wait, if I could say the last command part. So if you're here, and I just say that you are get department by last command part, like that's kind of what I want to do, and you need to be a toString. Get by department should have a camel case name such as get by department. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you definitely should, yes. I can fix you in a second. Okay, so this creates this. So now when we get employees by this, so we should have all three variants of our commands now. So if we say, okay, print line command parts, here's our command parts, and we'll do our command. I wonder if I can do command parts 0. We want this one. Oh, am I not allowed to? Okay. I want to select you. Wait, can I refactor you? Rename symbol. I want you to be add. Okay, so that didn't rename the symbol. Change all occurrences. Oh, that changes this one too. I don't want to. Format doc. Find all references. No. Okay, I was hoping there would be some kind of like a refactoring here where I could change this here to an A, to a get. You're gonna be a get by department. But now we can go hunt for red lines. Because command no variant name get, so yeah. So now we need to come down and find all the squiggly red lines. You're going to add. You're going to be a capital G. You're going to be get by department. I mean, it's not too bad here, but I can imagine if I had made that mistake and then we like, wrote tons and tons of code, that could be a problem. Okay, so let us now run this again. Cargo run. So the idea is that we have something like add Alice to engineering. Enter your command. Okay, thread main panicked with explicit panic. Main source 39. So is that my panic that I put in here? 39? It is in here. So we have I put in a capital A, add. Can I lowercase that? Command parts 0. This is, what is this? It's a reference to a string. Can I actually lowercase, like to lowercase that? Rest documentation. Okay, so stir. And we want to see if there is a to lowercase. I know there is one on characters. And I suppose I could break into that. I don't want to have to do that if necessary. Now, of course, this is also a string that is just a reference to it, which is not the same as this. I wonder if I can search for that. Can I get string slices, maybe? I mean, my other choice is to go in and change. These are trims. To lowercase, to uppercase. Okay, so I want two underscores lowercase. I wonder if I want to do that right when I get it in here. So here we go. Let command parts equals vector, raw input, trim. We split on this. It might be a good idea for me at this point in time to do a map over this. We're going to take the command, and I'm going to return the command dot to lowercase. Now our command parts, expected reference to string, found, or expected string slice, founded structure, center string, command parts, we just collect them as a vector of references, command part 0, which is interesting that when I'm doing this, so to lowercase must return something I wasn't expecting. Where's to lowercase? Oh, it returns a full string. That's actually interesting. It returns a full string, so I can't. So do I want to do this? Because that, I mean, it makes it nice because it just takes in whatever we put in and just lowercases it. But if it's going to return a string that's now owned, I mean, the ownership is now set like explicitly here. Can I look at the reference here? No, definitely not. Expected stir, found struct center string. So, okay, so I have the two string problems. It's really this map because it returns something that we weren't expecting. And even if I did the to lowercase here, it will cause a problem. So, for example, if I remove you back, and I dot to lowercase, it's now going to yell and say that this is mismatch type. Expected struct string found reference. Note expected type. So it wanted center string, but it found type reference to static stir, because that's what this is. So I could do like string from. Can I do here? Let's go back to the rest by example and take a look at the types here. Is there anything else that we can do? Oh, primitives, yeah. We have our compound types. Those are not what we want to look at. Literals and operators, arrays and slices, because we have like a string slice. Well, okay, I think these are actual like slices of arrays, not of. Okay, and these are not of strings. They're of numbers, it looks like. I mean, what I could do is I could make these and like turn them into strings. And I'm running into that fun thing where everything's going onto the heap, because why not? Which I'm not really sure is the best idea. So if we end up putting this map back into here, command parts is going to end up being, yeah, command parts is just going to end up being a bunch of strings on a heap. But right now, they're all string references. I don't think I can like create a well, this is a reference right here. That's what that is. And of course this doesn't care because like the vector is whatever type we want it, like just some whatever type this is, that's what it is. Okay, standard vec is ampersand string. By map through that, is there a way for me to cast it? No, because map takes ownership, so I would lose it. So it needs to be a string on the heap if I use map. Of course, this is all because I could just do add or add, something like that. And what are you yelling about now? It's expected struct standard string. Oh, it's because I did this too lowercase here. Get or get. Okay, so we could do that. This should handle. This should now handle my cargo run. I can now say add Alice to engineering. Okay, our command is add. Add name Alice, department engineering. Perfect. Dazed Head, good morning, welcome to the stream. Can you cast it back to stir after lowercase? Maybe. What I'm worried about with that is oh no, don't be sorry. Let's try it. I think that what's going to happen is that we're going to get a lifetime problem because we're transferring, we're giving ownership to the map, and then we might lose it. But we can try that. So if we have our map, and then we bring in our command, and then we just return the command dot to lowercase, and then we just say like as stir, just to like reference that. We close this up. The trait bound stir standard mark size is not satisfied. Stir doesn't have constant size known. Yeah, I think that's the problem there. And if I pass in a reference to it, what about casting in a match statement? Is it possible? Well, so this technically works. What are you now? So you're back to being this. Command parts. Expected stir found struct center string string. I could also do that where I have, okay, I'm having this full here. This is now saying, hey, we want a reference to stir. We can now just do the full lowercase version, but we need to maybe, well, so we could do dot toString. Oh, it won't let me. Can I do string from add expected tuple variant struct variant found string from. Okay, so it wants like a direct thing. Like it doesn't want me to put in anything in there. Can I do add as string? Nope, it doesn't want any symbols or characters in that thing. Is there a way to cast the command part 0 only to string? Cast the command part 0 only to stir for the match. Well, because this is a stir, can I just do this as stir? Cast to unsized type. Consider using a box or reference as appropriate. So no is the answer to that, apparently. I think if I reference to this as well, I don't think that works either. Because I'm sending in, okay, I want a reference to this. Expected stir found struct standard string string, which that's what this is. Well, this is, because I to lowercase this, it is a full string. And I wonder, when I get command part 0, I wonder if I just want to do, so let command, what if I just do something like this? Let first command part equals, and then maybe we can get like a reference, like a slice to that first one. So then we're going to do command parts 0, but we want a reference to it. And there. Now you can be first command part. Mismatch type, expected structure, standard string string, found string. See, expected type, reference to string, which is what I was hoping to do here, was reference it. Ooh, okay. Link here. How to match a string against string literals in Rust. I'm trying to figure out how to match a string in Rust. I need to figure out a way to be able to bring these. Maybe I just need to have like chat over here in this window. Because right now that opened up in my other computer, which obviously I'm not streaming. I initially tried to match string thing, which is like a string literal with just that. So that's exactly what we're doing. And as slice is deprecated, but you should now use the trait standard convert as ref instead. So match string thing dot as ref. Okay, so Let's go in here and take a look at, in the documentation, as ref. So standard convert as ref, probably here. Important traits. We go back as ref. That's something on strings, right? So let's go and actually take a look at string again. So standard string. It's a trait. So let's go take a look at. These are methods from dereferenced. Trait implementation. So as, what is it? As ref. So there's as ref. These are showing as underscore ref. As ref. An auto trait. Which that's really interesting that it has several different as refs in here, but none of them are as underscore ref. So let's just find the first one and see what happens. So borrow string word from. So as ref u8, probably don't want this. As ref stir function as ref stir returns a stir, like a string slice. It just performs the conversion over to it. But it is as underscore ref, even though the trait here is as ref altogether. Okay, so let us implement this. So we can undo a bunch of this stuff that we did. So we're going to go back. We have our command parts, which is a full string from because 2 lowercase. This is actually confused because it's not really not a stir. We have command part 0, and this is going to be dot as ref, like that. That way we can do add in this case. Don't need this as string. And then the get will be just a normal get will be fine too. All right. No red. Okay, so everything is good here. Match. Last command part. Employees expected struct standard string found reference to here. So I think we have the same exact problem here, which means match last command part. This is going to be a .toString too, so we can just do .as ref as well here, which will make this work as well. Now here, cannot move out of indexed content. Okay, so last command part previously was just storing where this was, like this one. But command parts is now a vector of strings. So consider using a reference instead, command parts. So we don't want to actually like move out, so we reference it. That way, this is a reference to standard string as opposed to its own, like just a full copy of it. That way, Rust will protect us from going out of bounds or anything else silly like that. Okay, so I think that works. Let's save it and rerun this. What I want is the ability to say add Alice to engineering, and we get this. Okay, so the command is add, and we now have a tuple, enum add with name Alice, department engineering. But we can also do add Alice to engineering. And it still works. So perfect, we can do a get, and it just get by department get. We can say get employees. That's still, oh, okay, so that's interesting. This one I put in a get, and it was get by department get. The whole string thing is crazy. I also try to learn Rust. Yeah, it's taking me a while to get used to it, and I unfortunately took a bit of a break while I moved to a new place, so it's gonna take me a little bit to get back into it again. I think the biggest thing is to remember that we're working with strings on the heap and strings on the stack, and Rust is being like not allowing you to mix and match those. Okay, so we have those. Enter your command. So what we did decide in our design, sort of like our design here, is that we're going to be very inflexible. You have to type get employees or get employees from department. If we do get employees, we'll be fine, because we'll end up with that we're doing a get. If we do get and not the anything that's not here, so get employees from department. So if we just do get, it's going to assume that we're on this one, and then it's going to say, oh, the last thing is the department, so therefore get is the department. Which then we'll just say, hey, there's no department get. We could also check the length to make sure, okay, this needs to be length 2. This needs to be either length 2 or length 4. And if it's not, it's an invalid command. And we can put that in here. So in get, so command get, we can say if command parts dot length, if that is less than, so if that's not exactly equal to 2, or command parts dot length is not exactly equal to 4, then we just want to panic right out. Panic. And I wonder if I can give it a string here and just say panic you invalid command. So if I do that, I go run, enter your command. If I just say get thread main panicked at invalid command. I mean, so this is not the best way to handle this. Like, the best way would be probably to like send the user back, say like, hey, that's not the way to do it. Then to return back and say try again. In this case, I am saying you are a terrible user. I am no longer going to help you. Deal with it. And then quitting out right away. So that is that. We do have now, the ability to say like, okay, if it's 2, obviously it's going to be the get. Otherwise, it's going to be this. So if we do this again, say get departments. get employees. So it's get employees. Oh, invalid command. Parse length is not equal to 2, or command parse length is not equal to 4. Invalid command. But I want to have the last part be employees or anything else. I'm kind of curious now. Print line length of command parts. And we want command parts. Length like that. Okay, so cargo run, get employees, length of command parts 2. Okay, I mean, so it's exactly what we thought. If command part.length is not equal to 2, which it is equal to 2, so this should be false. That's false. This will. Yeah, so this is false, but this is true. Oh, okay. I kind of want to do like, hey, if it's equal to 2, or if it's equal to 4, we're going to do all of this stuff. Otherwise, we're going to panic. I think that might be the best way to do, where we move this into the if statement. We move u into an else down here. We're going to say, okay, we need u to be equal to a 2, or you need to be equal to a 4. Then we'll run u. We'll run u. Else. We'll run u. Okay, so yeah, that should work. So get employees, length of command parts 2. We have a get, and if we do this again, get employees from engineering. We have, okay, get department engineering. Perfect. Okay, so and then finally, just to make sure we didn't screw it up, but I don't think we did, add Alice to engineering. And great. So we still can do all the different parts, which is perfect. We're also out of time for my stream this morning. We have added a bunch of these things. Specifically, this as ref is kind of like the important thing we discovered this morning. What I'm going to do is, as soon as I finish this this entire thing, I'm going to add this all to my brand spanking new wiki that I'm going to create. So it's sort of like a learner's wiki for the documentation, which will then link to the appropriate things, because it's kind of hard to find them if you're only looking at the documentation itself. But until then, going to get status, get commit -am. Okay, so what did we do? We have all the command parts. So we have all the command parts and are creating command enum. So I can't push it up right now because I need to set up my keys on this brand new build of the computer. But I'm going to do that right after I end this stream, so that way you all can see it. I believe I have the description in the stream description down below. I should have a link to my GitHub that has the code on it, so you'll be able to go and find that there. I also am archiving these videos over to YouTube. So if go to Learning Rust here, if you want to, like, if you're seeing this as a like later in a day, you can go watch all of the other videos that are in this series over on YouTube. I have a playlist for them. I also tweet out when I'm going live. Generally, I can't remember if I remembered. I may have actually forgotten to tweet out this morning because I was kind of a little bit late getting up. So I usually tweet out. You can find me at Brooks_Patton, or I have a link down below. Or you could just follow my channel, which will get get notifications for when I go live. And with that, I don't think I have anything else. Thank you, Dazed Head, for stopping by and hanging out with me while we're fumbling through Rust. It's going to be good to get back into it now that I can do it every single day. And that's it. That's all I've got. So with that, I am out of here. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.